The story opened with a bloodied hand propped on a rock. There is a creature with wings like blades and long horns, holding a black sword with red aura. This creature stood before a plain, injured man. The narration starts by saying that God is dead. Humanity worshipped gold and revered arcane engineering until finally, they turned themselves into slaves. The injured man trembled in anger as he asked how everything is fair. The winged creature draws his sword. The man attacked the winged creature while repeating his question of how everything is fair. He screamed loudly as he charged forward. A large explosion that covered the whole city happened. The man was blown away. The best apocalyptic modern fantasy game. And this game is called Arcane Seoul. The player complained that this game is a pay-to-win game. This person is Kim Jinu, a 22-year-old college student, and he's also our main protagonist. He complained that it was unfair that there's no way in hell that a poor F2P like him was supposed to enjoy the said game. Another player responded to him, saying that he's a decent one for a free-to-play player. But then this player, the winged creature, teased him that it sucks to be him since this winged avatar player was on auto mode the entire time. The ID name of this winged creature is Rich Heavenly Demonion. Our MC cursed at him. Rich Heavenly Demonion replied that it was pretty fun. He had never seen an F2P doing so well. Then he kept attacking the F2P player. The F2P player trembled as he held back his anger while playing on his phone outside. When he couldn't take it, he screamed so loudly, complaining that it isn't fair that he lost to a whale even after spending 10,000 hours on the game. He argues that it isn't a game anymore. Instead, it became gambling with OP characters. But he easily accepted defeat, saying that he's the idiot for wasting time on that dog game. He decided to do his daily so he can proceed on his homework. This person has no life outside the game and commits to his dailies no matter what. He clicks on the free pull button, expecting to get another warrior Kim. But he was shocked to his surprise when a platinum chest opens. He watches it unfold until he was surprised. The same winged creature appeared. It's called the Heavenly Demon with a rank of SSR. This man couldn't believe his luck. It was crazy. This creature is the best character in the game, and the chances of pulling him on a free pull are 0.006%. Even if he was in the middle of the road, he danced with joy. It was hilarious. He proceeded in raising the Heavenly Demon. He could do this by farming. He's also aware of the fastest way to raise a character in Arcane Seoul, and that is to use the characters that he had raised as EXP. His devilish grin when he uttered this was comedic. Looks like he felt no remorse, and he's actually proud that he got over his jealousy of uber whales. He decided to use his warrior Kims to raise his Heavenly Demon. Heavenly Demon's experience rises as Jinu happily bids farewell to the warrior Kims. He was delighted to be a Heavenly Demon owner now, but while across the street, he noticed that the truck was approaching him fast. The driver of the truck was asleep. The scene was familiar. Folkstrun was back at it again. Eventually, Jinu opened his eyes. He was confused. He was in the hospital with bandages on his head and leg. Then his head started throbbing. The truck approaching him flashed in his mind. He was frozen at that time. The truck swerved. That's when he remembered he got hit by a truck. A nurse entered and called him Warrior Kim. Jinu was confused. The nurse immediately left to call the doctor. Jinu wonders why the nurse called him Warrior Kim. He saw his patient ID, and his registered name there was Warrior Kim. He thought it was just a stupid mistake. Then he admitted feeling guilty about dusting his Warrior Kims as EXP for the Heavenly Demon, but he couldn't imagine becoming Warrior Kim. When he was about to stand up from the bed, he accidentally stepped on the bandaged leg. The pain registered through his whole body, which made him yell loudly. The nurse rushed to his aid, reminding him that he isn't allowed to move yet. Jinu kept complaining how it hurts too much, that he's going to die. The doctor appeared and explained that Jinu was hit by a truck. Fortunately, he got off with just those injuries, but they still needed to run some more tests on him. The doctor informed him that he needs an MRI and a magical vision test. Junu asked what that was. Hearing Warrior Kim and magic, it just totally doesn't make sense. The front desk, emergency room, and facility fees were passionately computed, along with CT scan, X-ray, and other costs. All combined, the total is 22,370,569 Korean won. Upon hearing that, Junu froze. He couldn't believe his bill blew up to that amount when he is only there for 4 days. The staff explained that it's because he doesn't have insurance, so he needs to cover it from his own pockets. He asked why he doesn't have one, when every Korean has national health insurance. The staff asked what that was. She inquired if Junu has Legion insurance or Magic Tower insurance. He had no idea what the staff was saying. Suddenly, he realized that it sounded familiar. He wondered where he had heard it before. The Legion, Meek Corp, Magic Tower, Holy Order. It dawned on him. It was the 4 factions that dominated Seoul. It's the setting of Arcane Seoul. In a world where God had abandoned humanity, arcane science developed drastically. The polluted earth is full of monsters, and humans modify their bodies in order to survive. Junu turned pale. All he could utter is, "No way." To put it simply, the setting is a world that is hard to survive in, and he panicked when he realized that he had entered it. He went to sleep happy that he got the heavenly demon, but he never had imagined he would become a tutorial character. He assumed that it was a divine punishment for dusting those warrior Kims. He entered a small, old room and complained how it was smaller than his previous apartment. He couldn't understand why the warrior Kim is so poor. He sat on the bed, wondering how his body isn't in the best condition, and he also doesn't have any money. He doesn't know what to do, and if he's really an Arcane Seoul. Soon, events like nuclear wars, dimensional rifts, or revival of the old gods will occur, and make the place a living hell. Junu had no idea how he ended up there, but he's certain that if he doesn't do anything, he'll definitely die. Then he realized something. He took a pen. He was planning something ominous. When he raised it over his fingers, he wanted to check before it's too late. He stabbed his hand using the pen. He yelled loudly from the pain. The hole in his hand started to heal, until only a black mark of the pen was left. Our boy was glad to see the result. He knew it would work. A system window appeared, indicating that he had obtained a trait called Wound Recovery. It was solely the reason why he raised countless Warrior Kims. Warrior Kim is a free tutorial character. It's the only character without a base trait. However, the player can unlock traits and switch them out, so they can raise Warrior Kims with more freedom than any other character. For someone like Junu, who relied on strategy, Warrior Kims were better than higher rarity characters. That means now that Junu is a Warrior Kim, he can get any trait as long as he works for it. He activated Wound Recovery, and he healed the concussion and broken leg. Arcane Seoul, this is a world where the poor and powerless die, or if the person runs out of luck. But Junu was determined not to let that happen to him. He's determined to survive. He has the knowledge from wasting 10,000 hours on Arcane Seoul as AF2P player. Eventually, Junu reached rank 9. He's looking fierce.